Hey everybody, it is just Marco here again for another episode of How to Make a Movie Universe. And I actually have a couple of very important announcements. You know, it's funny because I haven't been sticking with doing these because I've just kind of found that, like, filmmaking isn't like a week by week thing. Like, it's not a week by week case of like, okay, like this week I did this week I did that. Like, it's at its own pace. And I think that that's how it should be. It shouldn't be this like factory type of thing where it's like, okay, week 1 I am doing only this. And it shouldn't be like that. It should be improvised, but also with some sense to it and with some scheduling. And so the past couple of weeks have actually been, and this keeps on like focusing and unfocusing. Maybe I should put my wait put my put my marker down. See, I was like, what do I do? I don't want to show my face for this video because like I just don't want to. But like, why won't it focus? It's probably because it's too close. Like, it's focusing on the floor and... Oh, there we go. Oh, it's unfocused. Well, okay, whatever. Okay, you have to deal with it. It is what it is. But anyways, the last couple of months have been pretty, whoops. It did it again. The last couple of, I said last couple of months, the last couple of weeks have been pretty steady and pretty, just, there have been several developments, though, with both of my first films, Drimp and People Pleaser. It's kind of going to be the opposite situation of last year. Whereas last year, I started off the year with a ton of different filming sessions. I had all these people come, and to be quite frank, none of them were the right castings. They each mostly had their own personnel problems and issues with that, and just did not really fit at all. And I don't know if they would have fit if I would have been more direct and communicative about like the issues that they had. But I don't know. But like they all kind of seemed like they were the wrong choice, and it just kind of seemed like I cast those people because I was in a situation where I wanted to make progress. I wanted to finish my first movie and my second movie. And so I made these casting decisions last year that just weren't very good. And they just, in fact, it really sucks because last year I was supposed to work with a couple of other people who would have been so much better. And I would have been so much happier with them. And this video is going to be like, because it's pretty insane how blurry this is, even though, here's my hand. Okay, there we go. You can see my hand like, hello guys, I'm Marco, the director, filmmaker, writer, actor, everything else. Whatever. But anyways, in the second half of last year, I slowed down to a screeching halt. And one of the reasons was because I injured my leg. I hit myself in the leg so hard that I gave myself a really bad bruise, and it screwed up my whole leg. And because it was in such a bad place where it got bruised. And after that, though, I don't know. I think I was nervous last year to start filming again, even though I really wanted to. And I didn't really make much of any progress until December, but I still made other types of progress. And, I released my short film, County Fear, which you can check out right now on our Patreon page for a very, very low and reasonable price. And, yeah. But so this year is going to be the complete opposite, where I am now scheduled to film quite a few characters and quite a few shoots in the second half of the year, getting close to the end of the year, actually. This is why I wanted the whiteboard, because I wanted to show you guys. Like, I went from, look, I want to show you something. You guys can see I'm struggling with the pen now. I was trying to, like, insert into it, and it just kept on, and it looked really funny. Okay, so this was my 2025 fall winter. Okay, this is what I filmed last year. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing got done. I did film with someone in I think like August or something, but like that was a disaster. That was really bad. That might be like one of my worst filming experiences I've ever had. And the primary reason, besides what happened with one of the sets where a former collaborator abused my trust, and I won't get into that in this video, because you guys can already hear about that on another video. But that shoot was a disaster because I did not really prepare as much as I needed to until the last minute, and it was so incredibly stressful, and it didn't feel right. Like, and this is something that's kind of weird too, because even though I cast someone, if I'm not preparing like well in advance, then there's almost like a 100% guarantee that shoot is going to be disastrous, because it's almost kind of like my subconscious is telling me like this person isn't right, or the timing isn't right. And so I forced it though last year. I forced this little, I think it was like a 1-day shoot, and it was terrible. It was awful. I hated it. I hated it so much. And yeah, but anyways, now I want to show you what I got going on this fall, winter. And I know this writing is bad. I'm writing while looking through the camera, so that's why it probably looks weird. Okay. So number one, I am going to reshoot with a side character for People Pleaser named Byron. So that's going to be reshot. All of it's going to be reshot, because when I shot with this guy the other time, I had a horrible allergy or weather headache the whole day, and it really affected the shoot, and it made it to where I just couldn't really do it very well. I couldn't focus because I had such a bad headache, and I was having these horrible allergies, which I actually have some allergy stuff right now. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm going to bring that guy back, and we're going to have a lot of fun reshooting that. That's just going to be a day. So number two, I wrote it twice, I'm going to be filming with Amelia for People Pleaser. A big shoot. Big one. That's going to be a big one. So basically, let me tell you guys the story of what happened with this actress. Very nice actress. I had a great time with her for the most part when we filmed together in November of 2024. And, you know, things just didn't work out in terms of, like, you know, I didn't really feel like she was right for those characters that I cast her as. So I ended up cutting her from the film, but I made a deal with her that she would be the co-star, or one of my co-stars, in People Pleaser, which is a vampire film. And so Kate said yes. She said yes, definitely. And but then this really weird thing happened last year, and I don't even know if I want to say it because it'll make me sound funny, but like, all of a sudden, one day, like, she had unfollowed every single account that I had except for my Drimp film account. And I just thought that was really weird, and it made me feel like, okay, maybe she had a change of heart and she doesn't want anything to do with me. Maybe she's upset with me for some reason, even though she was not upset with me when we were talking uh, about the film. But like, I was just kind of like, okay, well, I'll leave her alone. Like, if she has some kind of a problem, even though, it's probably something that's BS, because, usually a lot of the times when I've had these problems with actors, it's just kind of felt like, uh, like a good conversation could have solved said problem. And, but people aren't always willing to communicate, like you guys saw in November of 2024, of course. People would not communicate, and then they got me kicked off the old casting website I was using based on no evidence of any wrongdoing or anything. And so I just assumed last year that, like, okay, I'll just leave her alone. And so I was like, okay, well, who am I going to do people pleaser with now? And I came up with someone who I definitely want to work with, but I don't really think that the timing is right. And so I went back to Kate and I asked her, like, what happened last year? And apparently it was a huge misunderstanding, and she had unfollowed, like, she unfollowed without even realizing it. And she even showed me she unfollowed another friend's account on accident. And so apparently she has technical issues with Instagram. And so I was really surprised by that, though, because uh, I was really, like, weirded out by that last year. I was like, wait, what? Like, I was like, that was so out of nowhere. It didn't make any sense, and it kind of felt like, why? So this was actually a really, really nice surprise, because I really wanted to work with her on something where I felt she was right for the role. I really wanted to spend some more time working with her, because the last time we only filmed together for like 1.5 days. And I feel like, too, like, sometimes it's really helpful to get to know people before filming and to spend time with them, even if it's not related to the film, because it just helps you guys work together and it helps you get along. And, so yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a big, big, big shoot. And hey, I didn't even have to post a casting call for that one, so suck on that. Okay, number 3. So that is all People Pleaser, aka PP, which, if you guys want to know the story about why I'm calling the movie PP, it's actually a pretty funny childhood story that maybe I'll make that it is like its own video sometime, where it's like all about, like, why I wanted to make People Pleaser. And this is an inside joke with just me in it, because I bet the other two guys wouldn't remember. And I know that sounds weird. These two guys, they wanted me to make a movie called PP, and it was just really hilarious. And it never ended up happening, of course, but, like, it was really funny. And so, yeah. So number 3 is gonna be Lucille Shoot 1, medium, small. Whoops. Small. Alright, so this is going to be for Drimp, and this is actually a character that I'm currently casting right now. What happened was I got kind of tired last year of going on like a giant hunting expedition and using Facebook. I would use Facebook to cast for movies, but I don't know. I just like how much more organized it is on Backstage casting. And so Backstage actually sent me an offer for a free casting call. And so I took advantage of that last year and around Thanksgiving. And I'm really enjoying that website now. I think it's gotten a lot better, even though I don't agree with people having to pay to sign up for their site. I don't agree with any of that. It's very convenient, and I've been pretty satisfied with the results of the people that I found. I've even found just people that are fun people, that are nice people that I can connect with. And that's kind of the good thing about, like, this filmmaking stuff, is that you get to find people who are as passionate about film as you are. So anyways, this is a really important side character for Drimp, and she's going to come here for 3 days and film, and that is going to be another shoot. And I'm very close to casting her. I have about like 5 people who I'm really seriously considering. And I already cast this person before this year. Like I cast her earlier this year, I think. But I just had some issues with the actress. I had some communication issues, and I just felt like, I don't know, like I'm still kind of up and down about it, because I just don't think it's very professional for someone that you hire to not be communicative unless there's like a tragedy or something, so I've been kind of, questionable about that whole thing, because on one hand, you want to, like, you want to work with someone, you think that they're right for a role, but on the other hand, you can't ignore red flags like that, like you can't ignore these things that, I mean, if anyone else dealt with them, they would not ignore them either. So it's just very unfortunate, though, because I thought she was really cool, but I still might. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I'll definitely work with her on something else regardless. I don't think that I want to take the risk. I want to finish my movie. I want to finish Drimp. I'm sick and tired of it not being finished. I'm sick and tired of People Pleaser not being finished. So, okay, here are these 2 things. Drimp. Boop. So finally, my 4th shoot will be Lily the Waitress. And as you guys know, I was working on casting this person since Thanksgiving of last year. And I cast a very nice actress named Annika. She's from Germany originally, and she is going to do a fantastic job in the role. That is the shoot I'm most excited about, because I have reshot that sequence, or those sequences, like 4 or 5 times. And I'm so fucking sick and tired of shooting those sequences over and over and over again. I just want to get them done. I want to get them edited and, put in the movie. And, whatever. I just want to get them done and have fun. And, and just, close that circle with that character for now, for this movie, for Drimp number 1. And then let's see, I'm trying to, oh yeah, and also Balcony, whoops, scene redo. Alright, so last year I had this terrible shoot where I shot this balcony scene for Drimp. So that's 3 shoots for Drimp, 2 for People Pleaser, and then with an optional Amy, Cordelia, she's Drimp, she's People Pleaser. So those are, I've already cast Cordelia. Amy, I'm very, very close. And, but the balcony scene thing, it was a shoot that did not go well because there was a special effects malfunction. And frankly, I just am not really happy with the majority of that scene. The really unfortunate part is that Michael is in the scene. And as you guys know, I had to let him go after last year's incident with County Fear. And so I'll have to find someone who can, just be a stand-in, but I am going to redo the whole scene because it just was not up to par. It was not up to standard. And so that's going to be interesting because it'll basically be all centered around me because, it's all so that I can redo my half of the scene. And so it'll just be like the opposite of last year. And so yeah, so I have cast 1, 2, 3, I cast 1 for that one, 4, 5 major roles for both of my first 2 films. And yeah, this is all that I got going on in the fall and winter, and it is a stark contrast to last year, the fall and winter of last year. So this is just like a big, great update for you guys so that you guys know what I have going on filmmaking wise, and you guys know that I'm getting very close to finishing my first 2 films. I'm very excited about that. I think that it's about damn time. So yeah, so that's it. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.